My name is Joel Pedersen. I'm a member of Fond du Lac Dene Nation, which is as far north in Saskatchewan as you can go. I'm also connected to the Mikisew Cree Nation, which is northern Alberta, kind of the Athabasca Peninsula area. I've lived in Saskatoon my whole life, and my family lives here as well. Prior to policing, I grew up in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and Brandon, Manitoba. I joined the Army Reserves at a fairly young age of 17 and was able to do a deployment overseas before I became a police officer. So I was fortunate enough to become a police officer when I was 21 years old and had the privilege of working in Saskatoon with the Saskatoon Police Service for 25 years. Prior to my decision to retire, I figured, what did I want to do? And I like to work with community. I like to be active, and leadership is really important to me. So with those three kind of founding principles, I created a company called Fitness 2J2. It's a socially responsible, community-based health and wellness company. And we do programming not only in Saskatoon in the urban environment, but to First Nation communities in far northern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba, as far east as into Ontario, and as far west as into British Columbia. Fitness and sports, active, healthy lifestyle is part of my lifestyle. So I try to integrate it every single day. I believe that there is a connection between the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So very similar to the medicine wheel that Indigenous people follow. And I believe that to be true. And so for myself, if I'm perhaps a little bit empty in one of those four quadrants, as long as I'm active, it balances out. So for me, active, healthy lifestyle is an everyday kind of thing. And I don't find it as daunting as it may sound, but it's something that I practice, and at least I try to the best of my ability. I've been involved in sports as a child, so my whole life I've played different team sports. Soccer, hockey, rugby. I've played individual sports like running, triathlon, marathons, half marathons. And, you know, anytime I can be out and being active, especially outside, I really like to connect to nature. The intent of Fitness 2J2 to provide programming with the Indigenous communities. So the people that are involved with it, the instructors, the trainers, the volunteers, predominantly come from the Indigenous communities. There are also people who are non-Indigenous. I mean, it's inclusive. I mean, we certainly don't say no to anyone. I identified that there's certain barriers within the Indigenous community, especially in urban centers like Saskatoon. Part of that is the cost for programming. Another cost is proximity or travel, and just the ability to feel to be in a safe space. So I wanted to really create something where people felt welcome, where they felt included, where they felt heard. And part of that also was to provide opportunities for women and youth so that they could join in and do that together in a family kind of context. We provide everything from like a learn to run, jog, walk, 5-kilometer program, which really is it's an hour-long program. The intent is to be able to get people up to a 5-kilometer kind of distance, which sounds really challenging. And for some, they're like, wow, I don't think I can do that. But you can totally move for 30 minutes. And maybe it's only a kilometer you cover. And if at a walking pace, it's doable, it's achievable. So that's one of the programs. We also do functional fitness, or it's kind of a CrossFit kind of based activities. Everything from learning how to lift and push and pull properly to like basic kind of gymnastic tumbling things like cartwheels and things like that, to sports-specific programs where we're training at an athletic level. So it really it's a beginner, intermediate is the guide that we like to work with, but we also work with those people who are maybe past that intermediate level and want to be challenged a little bit more. The programs include self-defense for women and youth, which is a very important topic and really important, I think, for our community. The other programs that we do include community development and mentoring of fitness instructors for community. And this is the sustainability piece for when we go into a community, especially a First Nation community that may not have any other programming in place. It provides the opportunity to work with the school and the phys ed teachers that are there to help assist with their programming, and everything that we do slides right into curriculum. And one of the things I think that is really important is the group dynamics. So when we are physically active together as a group, there's a tangible energy that you can feel, and I think that it helps propel maybe some of us that are not quite at that maybe a higher level, but it helps bring everybody together kind of across that line. I certainly am not a sergeant major when we're doing boot camps and stuff like that, but I really do try to motivate and empower people to inspire others, because there's nothing I think more gratifying than to see a group of people feel accomplished at a task that they thought they couldn't do. With any kind of program, it's the sustainability of programming. So if we're just to go into a community one time and do a bunch of exercises, then leave, it's hard to really see the long-term effect. I think what's been kind of amazing, especially in the inner city of Saskatoon, is the partnership we've had with St. Mary's School in Pleasant Hill. And so for a number of years, we've been doing a youth learn to do triathlon program. And so some of those young boys and girls are now teenagers, right? And so to see them go from being children to being young adults and having to seeing that their progress as they've moved forward has been really awesome to see. And it's great to have some of the older kids be mentors to the younger ones. And it's that real connection. It's that familial portion. I think that, regardless of what ethnicity you are, it's something that is bonding in sport and activity. Again, the sports that we're working with they're kind of like learning to do triathlon sounds like kind of an elite sport, but it's not. It's swimming, it's biking, riding a bicycle, and it's running. It's an individual sport for each one, but they're part of a team. So slightly different than playing soccer or hockey or rugby. It's up to the individual to complete the exercises that they're doing. We've provided learn to do basketball camps as well, which has been really cool to see, because some of the communities that we've been to haven't really played a lot of basketball, and for them to learn different skills and different ways of moving their bodies, I think is really important. So what does it do for the individual? I think what it does is it provides them some confidence, and it provides them some empowerment for themselves. And like I said, if we can empower youth, it's going to inspire others. And I see that all the time. For any of us that have played sport, I mean, there's so many lessons in them, everything from leadership to competency to self-assessment to appreciation of others. I mean, there's so many lessons that a sport can provide to all of us. And I think as a young person, as a youth, I think it's really important to have the opportunity to try sport and sometimes to fail at sport. I mean, that's part of life. I mean, we want to be able to build resiliency. And I think sport and activity help to do that. So when we're talking about healthy, positive lifestyles, we're also talking not just about the physical, but the mental component of that. And, I think that physical activity with programs that Fitness 2J2 offers provides that opportunity. And the other piece of the puzzle, I think, here for my company is that we want to provide the opportunity for people to become fitness leaders in community. And we've been able to do that for a number of people. Like all of the instructors that I've had with Fitness 2J2 have been people that have come from the classes. So it's been women and men that show initiative or show the passion to be leaders, and the opportunity that I've been able to provide those people have been very gratifying as well. And I mean, definitely making a difference in community. I think sports should be fun. I think physical activity should be fun. I think that there are times in all of our lives where we see a physical task as too much to do, or I'll do that another day. And it could be anything from, cleaning up your garage, picking things up and moving them. I know I'm guilty of that. To going out and going for a bicycle ride, or going out for a walk with your kids, or going to the park and running with your dog. It's about making it fun, because physical activity does not have to be running a marathon. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. It can be going for a walk. It can be going for a kayak or canoe ride, or there's lots of different things you can do.